Have you ever pondered the profound influence women have had on the course of history? Often, when we think about the movers and shakers of our world, we envision figures draped in the garb of power and authority, typically men. But this perception is a mere fragment of the whole picture. History is teeming with unsung heroines, women who have shaped our world in immeasurable ways, often from behind the scenes. Women have been pioneers, warriors, scientists, artists, and leaders, their impact resonating through the ages, despite the societal norms that sought to silence them. They've navigated through a world riddled with stereotypes and discrimination, their contributions often overlooked or marginalized. Yet they've continued to break barriers, rewrite norms, and author destinies. This is an exploration of that unseen power, an homage to the indomitable spirit of women throughout history. So let's journey back in time to meet some of the most powerful women in history, who broke barriers and wrote their own destiny. As far back as ancient civilizations, women have been power players. Picture, if you will, the mighty Nile River, its life-giving waters nurturing the land of Egypt. Here, one of the most influential women of antiquity, Cleopatra, reigned supreme. Her political savvy and charisma captivated not just her subjects, but also some of the most powerful men of her time. Her reign was not just a testament to her individual power, but also to the potential of women as leaders in a predominantly male-dominated world. Travel with me now to the rolling hills of France, where a young peasant girl named Joan of Arc rose to prominence. Guided by what she believed to be divine visions, she led the French army to several important victories during the 100 Years' War. Her courage and conviction, even in the face of death, made her an enduring symbol of French patriotism and one of the most powerful women in history. Let's journey next to the imperial court of China, where Empress Wu Zetian wielded her power. She was the only woman in the long history of China to wear the yellow robe of the emperor. Her reign, marked by political shrewdness and a vision for a better society, brought about numerous reforms that benefited the common people. Her rule challenged the traditional gender norms of her time, showing that a woman could lead a powerful empire just as effectively as any man. These women, hailing from different corners of the world, led in ways that were unique to their circumstances and personalities. Yet, they all shared a common thread, a potent blend of vision, courage, and resilience that allowed them to rise above their respective societal norms. They were not just rulers, they were pioneers, trailblazers who broke barriers and set the stage for future generations of women leaders. These women, in their own unique ways, established the early foundations of women's power and influence. They were the ancient pioneers, their stories a testament to the strength and potential of women throughout history. And their legacy, it continues to inspire and empower women to this very day. Moving forward to the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, a new wave of influential women emerges. Enter Joan of Arc, a young French peasant girl who led an army to victory during the 100 Years' War. Inspired by visions, she rallied her countrymen and turned the tides of one of history's longest conflicts. She's remembered as a symbol of courage and faith, showing the world that even the humblest origins couldn't suppress an indomitable spirit. Then, we journey to the heart of England where Queen Elizabeth I reigned. She was a woman who inherited a kingdom on the brink of collapse, riddled with religious strife and financial ruin. Yet she transformed it into one of the most influential empires the world has ever known. Her reign, known as the Elizabethan era, was a golden age of exploration, arts, and literature. Under her rule, Shakespeare penned his immortal plays, and the world was introduced to the power of the English language. Further east, we find Catherine the Great, Empress of Russia, a woman of German descent who ascended the Russian throne and led her nation into a period of expansion, modernization, and cultural growth. Her reign saw the flourishing of Russian literature, architecture, and arts, marking the country's emergence as a major European power. Catherine's influence extended far beyond her empire, reaching into the realms of philosophy and political thought. And let's not forget about the countless unnamed women who were the backbone of society during these times. Women who worked the fields, raised families, and contributed to their communities in innumerable ways. They might not have worn crowns or led armies, but their impact was no less significant. So, from Joan's spiritual resilience Elizabeth's diplomatic prowess, and Catherine's cultural revolution, we see a pattern. These women, like many others, didn't just survive in a man's world. They thrived, they innovated, and they led. Their lives and legacies continue to inspire us today. These women proved that gender was no barrier to ruling kingdoms and shaping societies. As we step into the modern era, the stage is set for women to break even more barriers. The modern era, an epoch of unprecedented change and upheaval, gave birth to a new league of powerful women who left indelible marks on our world. Among them, the likes of Marie Curie, Rosa Parks, and Margaret Thatcher stand tall. Marie Curie, a name synonymous with groundbreaking scientific research, shattered the glass ceiling in the male-dominated field of science. Born in Warsaw in the late 19th century, Curie moved to France, where her relentless passion for knowledge led her to become the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. But she didn't stop there. She went on to become the only person to win a Nobel in two different fields, physics and chemistry. Her pioneering work in radioactivity has left a lasting legacy in the world of science. Next, we travel across the Atlantic to the United States, where a simple act of defiance sparked a revolution. Rosa Parks, a seamstress from Montgomery, Alabama, refused to give up her bus seat to a white passenger, challenging the deeply entrenched racial segregation of the time. This act of civil disobedience ignited the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. Parks became an enduring symbol of dignity and resistance in the face of injustice. Across the pond in the United Kingdom, a grocer's daughter rose to become one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century. Margaret Thatcher, Britain's first female prime minister, steered the nation through a period of economic turmoil with her iron-willed resolve. Known as the Iron Lady, Thatcher's policies and leadership style were often divisive, but her impact on British politics remains undeniable. These women, each in her own way, shattered conventions and defied expectations. They challenged the status quo, pushed boundaries, and in doing so, they changed the world. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder of the transformative power of women. These women not only broke barriers, but also paved the way for future generations. In our contemporary world, women continue to wield influence and power in unprecedented ways. Let's start with Angela Merkel, the German chancellor who served for 16 years, from 2005 to 2021. Merkel, often referred to as the de facto leader of the European Union, steered her country and the EU through numerous crises, including the global economic meltdown and the refugee crisis. Merkel's steady hand and pragmatic approach have left an indelible mark on politics, not just in Germany, but around the world. Next, we have Malala Yousafzai, the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Despite being shot by the Taliban for advocating female education in her native Pakistan, Malala didn't back down. Instead, she used her experience to amplify her voice, campaigning for the rights of girls to receive education worldwide. Malala's story is a testament to the power of resilience and the impact of education. Finally, we turn our attention to Oprah Winfrey, a name synonymous with media and philanthropy. Oprah, one of the most influential women in the world, rose from a challenging childhood to become a media mogul. Her talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, broke barriers and set records. But Oprah's influence extends beyond television. Her philanthropic efforts, book club, and candid discussions about mental health have touched millions of lives. These women, Angela Merkel, Malala Yousafzai, and Oprah Winfrey, are just a few examples of the power and influence women wield in today's world. They come from different backgrounds and work in different fields, but they all share a common thread: their ability to inspire change and make a difference in their respective spheres. They are leaders, role models, and trailblazers. They are women who have broken barriers, reshaped conversations, and paved the way for future generations. They, like so many others, are a testament to the fact that women's influence continues to shape our world in profound ways. As we look to the future, what does the legacy of these powerful women mean for us? It's more than a question. It's an invitation to reflect, to learn, and to carry forward the torch they've lit. The tapestry of history is woven through with the threads of their courage, their intellect, their resilience. Each thread is a testament to the power of women, an echo of their influence that reverberates through time. But let's remember, this tapestry is not yet complete. We're still weaving, still adding to this magnificent design. The struggle for gender equality, the fight for representation, these are battles we're still waging. Our future generations hold the power to change the narrative, to amplify the voices of women even louder. So let's celebrate these women. Let's learn from them. Let's recognize their contributions and honor their legacy. The story of women's influence in history is far from over. It's up to us to write the next chapters.